Hi everybody, welcome back to Maria's Ideas Teaches Us to Paint. If you're new to our channel, thank you for joining us. So this is a short video just to show you how to draw the design for our show, which is a Bethel Park cable TV show, BPTV, which airs on Verizon 32 and Comcast 7 in certain areas, but it's also on their YouTube channel and my YouTube channel, which is at Maria's Ideas Art. So we have an hour-long show. We have special guests, and there's going to be a special guest for this episode 10, which is It's Pumpkin Time. So you follow along for our little pickle. This was inspired by my little love for the little Heinz pickle here that I have, little vintage pickle. So you're going to just follow along. You don't have to know how to draw or paint to watch our show and to learn. It's very easy. All right, anybody can learn. So this is what we're going to paint for episode 10. And I do produce the show with my co-producer, Alan Levine, and co-host as well. So this is just a I did this on the computer, so it may look a little different. It doesn't necessarily have all the brush strokes and everything in there. Just for design purposes, I just created it on there. So we use 11 by 14 canvas panels. So you can see they're not the stretched canvas. You can use a stretched canvas. You can use any size that you choose and just adjust the drawing accordingly for your size. But we like these because for filming purposes they're not bouncy. So what we're going to do is divide the canvas into a grid. This will help you determine where the different pieces of the pumpkin go, or different areas of the pumpkin. I'm using a watercolor pencil. You can use a graphite pencil or chalk or watercolor pencil. I'm using a dark color so that you can see it, but I would highly recommend just keeping it lighter so that it doesn't show up in your artwork. If you use a watercolor pencil, it will tend to melt back into your paint when it gets wet, which is great. So I'm going to just get a rough idea of where my center. You can measure if you choose, but it doesn't have to be that precise, and you don't have to make yours look like mine either. This is just to help you get this design down. So I'm doing about one in the center, a vertical line, or I'm sorry, horizontal line, and a vertical line. So that splits the canvas in half each way. Then we're going to divide that in half, bring down another vertical line, and you can see they're not perfectly equal. Again, this is just to help determine what parts of the pumpkin go where. All right, so that's that. And then we are going to paint, or I'm sorry, we're going to draw the stem of the pumpkin is right about in where this line is here. So we're and it's up on mine anyway, and if you have something that's the same proportion. So we're going to bring that stem around and bring it over like this, and this is the one back area of the pumpkin, and then the stem, I want that to be a little wider, and then it will come up and get narrow, and then we'll get very narrow like that. So you could see, you can just look in each section of the grid and just kind of pick out that portion and see where that is. You can also draw another line if you want to, but I don't want this to get too complicated here. I'm trying to keep it a little simpler with the different blocks. And then this one, now we want to make sure that this pumpkin comes about this far over. So we're looking at this pumpkin up close. Part of it's even off of the canvas, and that's intentional. So this one is going to come all the way over like this. And then we're going to come down and off of the canvas. So it curves here. We don't see the bottom of the pumpkin. All right, and then this one, we don't want to see the edge. Now you can certainly move yours over. This is just the look that we wanted, the composition where that pumpkin just may appear to be just a little bigger and it's off of the edge of that. So we have that little piece here, and then we have this curve like a backward C, that arch. It's about an inch away from this one, and it's about an inch above there. So you can see that just gives you your proportions. Okay, then we'll come in and let's see, this one we'll draw just like a little arch here. We'll draw another one here, and that just helps indicate where the sections of the pumpkin are, and then we're just going to curve this around, just follow that same curve, and there's your pumpkin. As far as, and then this stem, we could do something a little fancier. The leaves, now I'm going to draw the vines in, but most likely when you paint the background, you're going to cover up some of those little vines. I would recommend just painting the vines, not worrying about drawing them, but to know where your leaves are going, I will lightly put this in here. And again, I'm doing it a little darker so you can see. So this one, I have this one curved. This one's going this way, and then this one comes around like this. Again, you can make yours any shape that you choose, because this one comes all the way over here. So if you draw the vines first, then you'll get an idea of where the leaves will go. So this one, and then it can make it a little wider. I would keep it really thin as possible as you trail off with the vines. And then so we'll put the little stems. There's one here, there's one here, and then one here. So for the leaves, I usually just paint the leaf shape with a brush, but if it's easier for you, certainly draw the leaf. My watercolor pencil, you can see they wear down really quickly, so I'm going to switch to blue. All right, so you want to draw the leaf. So this is the stem. That's this leaf right here. Okay, so we have our different leaves here. So this one comes, we're just going to draw like this, and just give it a couple little point, and then there. So that's one leaf. And then this one is part, we can draw a little bit of a stem, but I really have it painted as if it's on that same vine. So if you just do like a little, almost like the shape of a lip, top lip. And then that's this one. So this is going to be the leaf. You're going to paint this line out. That's why it's important to use watercolor pencil or something that's not too dark, so that you won't have that line through your leaf. If you're using a pencil, you can erase that. And then we have this leaf, this one here, and you can do different sizes. Again, this is your artwork. You don't have to make it exactly like mine. And that center will come down as we paint that. And then we have another one here. So you can see it's just doing two little arches, some little points, and then I have the big leaf coming out from behind the pumpkin, and I have it curved up. Again, this pulls your eye over, moves it to the right. This curl comes back in. This one brings it back down. This one takes it back up, and that's what makes a nice composition. It moves your eye around. Now, if you need to, you can reshape some things too, but that's your drawing there. And then you can erase the lines, or if they're watercolor, like I said, they should just come off easily enough. If I just wet that, that'll come off easily. So you can watch this episode. We have a special guest joining us for this one, and that will be, it's an hour show, and we filmed this in our studio, which is Maria's Ideas and Johno's Art Studio in the Southside Slopes on the Hilltop. So if you're ever in the area, in the Pittsburgh area, you're welcome to stop by. And you can check out our website. My website is mariasideas.com. Our hours on there, and the YouTube channel, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook is at Maria's Ideas Art. And then to watch these other videos is Maria's Ideas Teaches Us to Paint, which is that's the show, but that's on my YouTube channel at Maria's Ideas Art, and the Facebook as well. So okay, so thanks for stopping back, and if you did, if you're new, welcome, and see you next time. And happy pumpkin painting.